we have the AMFI data that's just about trickling in. Of course, we don't have everything like the SIP collections, etc. Just the AUM number for now, and that has come in at approximately 25.27 lakh crore rupees. So the uptick over there continues. Remember that in the previous month as well, there was a neat rise witnessed in the AUM, which had grown from 21.36 lakhs in the previous 36 lakh crore, pardon me, in the previous year to 23.8. And today as well, it seems to go higher. So not bad. The AUM collection goes higher, but of course, I think more importantly, the data to watch out for will be the collection data, the SIP data. That is something that is going to be even more important. The net inflow data. And of course, in each category as well, how did that come out? I think slowly and steadily we're going to be getting in that number as well. But for now, we have the AUM data, which continues to show an uptick. Remember that there were fears with respect to the entire liquidity situation, which has any which ways been inundating the market, causing flows as well to slow down a tad bit. But I think, yeah, all in all, if the AUM is showing a rise, it's not bad. Remember, in Feb as well, there was a net outflow that was witnessed. But this time around, there seems in March, there was a net inflow. And now, sorry, the industry saw net outflows in March as well. So that is something that we must watch out for. What exactly is it on a net basis? That will be the flows in the mutual fund industry for the month of April. Just shortly from now, we are going to be getting in that data as well. And of course, my colleague Jayesh Khilnani as well will mic up. AMFI has also reclassified numbers based on categorization. I think, you know what, we just have the AUM number right now, so we should just, I think, move. We'll just come back to that in a bit, and Jayesh Khilnani as well will be joining us to talk to us about the numbers. Like I said, for the last couple of months, that's Feb and March numbers, were a bit weakish when it comes to the net flow numbers. So I think that will be an important number to watch out for. But again, if we talk about the equity flow picture, it was okay. In fact, last month, the March month, had saw a massive equity flow picture. So I think that as well is something to watch out for. So let's, I think, continue with Market Fatafat, continue flagging of individual stocks, and we'll come right back to the AMFI data. I think let's talk about Jindal Steel now. Kunal Bothra has already flagged off DCB. Let's move on to Jindal Steel, where we are also waiting for the Sarda Mines case, which is currently at the Supreme Court. In fact, the Apex Court is expected to pass a judgment as well in the case today. Remember, back in, I think, 2016, the Odisha High Court had actually given the clean check to JSPL in the sense that they were allowed to lift the iron ore fines lying at the mines. But now that order had been challenged by the government to the Supreme Court. Not to mention, of course, there's that hefty penalty that Sarda has to pay up. But if there's any sort of relationship that is identified between Sarda and JSPL, it's going to be a bigger problematic situation for Jindal Steel, because it means even Jindal Steel will have to cough up a penalty. Of course, figure will be decided only by the CEC, as was earlier directed by the Supreme Court. Okay, Kunal Rambia as well joins in now on the show. Kunal, let's talk about Britannia. What a surge witnessed in today's trading session?
So if you look at the Britannia, it significantly fell down from 32.50 to almost 26.80. So presently it's near to the previous bottom. It's a contra bet right now to go long on the counter. Keep the stop loss of 2600 to 2605. I expect the counter to give a technical bounce till 3000, but certainly it's not a positional bet.
So that's the recommendation. Britannia is 1.2% higher. Okay, we have the net equity inflow number as well, and of course it's slowed down from the previous month, because the previous month number was at more than 11,700. Do remember, of course, it's the whole March effect as well that did come in that caused the March figure to be so high. So maybe it's not correct to compare it on a month-on-month basis. But yeah, 4,609 crore rupees. That's where the number has come in for the month gone by on a net basis. So it has, in fact, I think it is at the lowest level since November last year. Remember, the whole of from November to now, it's been averaging at around anywhere between 6,000 crores to 10,000 crores. This time around, in fact, it's come in at just a meager 4,609 crore rupees. So I think it's a bit lower than what the recent average was. That's the net equity inflow picture. So it's a drop witnessed definitely. And like I said, the AUM number, however, of course, has been increasing naturally because of the net equity inflow increasing. Very shortly, we're going to be having my colleague Jayesh Khilnani as well miking up for this number. Just to remind our viewers, AUM or assets under management has come in at 25.27 lakh crores. That's a neat jump witnessed over there. In fact, it's at the highest level since November. For the last 3 months, we had AUMs just about averaging at 23 lakh crore rupees, but now it's at 25 lakh crore rupees. There you have it. Quite a nice uptick witnessed in the AUM, but the net equity inflow picture, I think that has slowed down a bit. So let's talk about these internals with Jayesh Khilnani. Jayesh, I think the equity inflow number has been at the lower end of the band, definitely this time around.
Mubina, what we have received from the con call is the biggest takeaway is that AMFI has this time around reclassified the format in which the numbers are disclosed as per SEBI's categorization. So the numbers are yet to be worked around, but what we understand from the preliminary numbers is that the AUM has once again crossed the 25 lakh crore mark. But on the other hand, if you look at the equity inflow, that has come in at about 4,600 odd crores, which is significantly lower from where we were last month around, which was close to 11,756 crores. So a significant dip as far as the equity inflow picture is concerned. The other number that I picked up from the conference call was the balance fund. Now once again we have seen a negative to the tune of about 1,600 odd crores, but as we are awaiting more details, these are some of the numbers that we have so far, and as per the new classification we will be able to ascertain whether how the picture looks like. Okay, I've just got confirmation that the SIP number has come in at about more than 8,200 odd crores, so that's a positive as far as SIP is concerned, because this will mark the 5th straight month of more than 8,000 crores coming in via the SIP route. So definitely instills the confidence and the retail participation that we have been seeing for the domestic market. So these are some of the basic numbers that we have, but I will have to just work out the other bits as well, and I will be with you as soon as I have those numbers as well.
Jayesh, thanks a lot for that. But stay on with us. We're going to keep going across to you as in when we have more numbers. Like Jayesh said, we just have the SIP number once again healthy, more than 8,000 crores. In fact, 8,238 crore rupees is where the April net SIP number has come in. It's an uptick versus 8,055 crore rupees that was received. For our viewers tuning in, the numbers are appearing on your screens. April AUM number at 25.27 lakh crores. That's continued to show a steady uptick. In fact, it's at the highest since the last 7-8 months. There's a net equity inflow number, however, that pace has slowed down to 4,609 crore rupees. Remember, we were averaging anywhere between 6 to, in fact, 10,000 crores. March, of course, that number is an aberration because of the whole March effect that is seen on equity inflows. So 11,756 crores was what it delivered in March, but in April it slowed down significantly to 4,600 crore rupees. We have a balanced outflow figure as well, which has come in at 14.8 crore rupees, and of course the SIP number, which has managed to impress at 8,238 crore rupees. And yeah, I think that as well is at the highest since November. The last 4 to 5 odd months as well, the SIP figure was just averaging at around 8,000 crore rupees. So it just indicates increased momentum in SIPs. 8,238 crores versus 8,055 crore rupees on a month-on-month basis. So that number as well is a pretty optimistic one when it comes to the AMFI data. So there you have it. That, of course, is the latest coming in. It's a nice 2.3% uptick on the SIP number. Net equity inflow, however, is down 60%, whereas total AUM is higher by 6.2%. Jayesh, if I have you with me still, this SIP number, this net equity inflow number, of course, is it the whole April effect that's caused this downtick to come by? And the net equity inflow, of course, you can't compare it with March, because March you usually do have those last-minute tax planning schemes as well that are in action. But is this usually a trend we see in April, where the net equity inflow comes down so tremendously?
Mubina, you're bang on for the first part of it, because March generally we see the ELSS number that has a big spike up because of the last minute tax planning, but to look at this number coming down from 11,700 odd crores to 4,600, that's a sharp dip and cannot be largely attributed to only the SIP. Of course, the ELSS schemes will also have an impact on this, but there is definitely a slowdown that we have witnessed witnessed in the equity schemes. But the category-wise, the reporting that has happened, we will have to get more details, as to which category has had seen the biggest drop, and we will be able to confirm once we have those details. Of course, the press release this time around that I mentioned, AMFI has clearly mentioned that they have changed the format of reporting the numbers, and this is in line with the categorization that SEBI had done last year as well. So with the new financial year, all the numbers have been reclassified. So I will have to put all those numbers together, and once I have definitely I will be able to update on or pinpoint what has exactly caused this dip in the equity number as well.
That as well is something to consider. How much of an impact has that recategorization action really had on the numbers, the equity inflow numbers as well? Okay.